Hey Vogue! Woo! Hey Vogue! Hi, it's Karen, and today I'm going to be doing a guide to... Karen's guide to looking like a presentable human being. And today it's going to be a very fun light makeup, something that a beginner can do, like me, like an absolute beginner. It's something that we can wear to school, something that I always wear to school. It's very light, it's very fresh, it's very applicable to the sunny weather of the Philippines. So let's go! Alright, so I put my hair up in a bun because it's going to be all over the place. I'm not necessarily feeling my best today because I'm on my periods. I'm very bloated. I also have a bit of breakouts, although this is already healing, so it's starting to flatten out. But as you can see, I'm experiencing some breakouts here and there. My face is super bloated and I also have huge pores, but that's not gonna stop us from looking our best in school and looking our best in every single day of our lives. So let's start. The first thing that we are going to do is, of course, skincare. I already did my cleanser and I'm moving on to toners. So toner is done. Let's move on to moisturizer. Always moisturize your face because you don't want to look ashy and you don't want to look dry. Okay. So after your moisturizer, it's always important to do your sunscreen. I see a lot of TikTok videos about like people refusing to wear sunscreen. But if you're in the Philippines, it's almost impossible to not wear sunscreen because it's super hot and it's super humid. So if you want to protect your face, if you want to protect your skin and not have wrinkles by the age of 25, then of course sunscreen is going to be your best friend. And even if it's not just about wrinkles, it's about like protecting your face. Sunscreen is always going to be a good protection from skin damage, from the sun, as well as skin cancer. So if you don't want skin cancer, wear sunscreen. Alright, so my skincare is done. Let's move on to our makeup. Right, so the reason why it is really important for us to have good skin in the first place, because when you're in the Philippines, it's not ideal for us to have full-on caked up face because again, when we're walking around the street, we're going to be sweating a lot if you're someone like me who sweats in their face. So our makeup is going to be all over the place. Mulagas siya. So it's good to have good skin in the first place, so you only have to cover up tiny spots or problems that you might need to cover. So for that, I'm going to be using this one. I'm pretty sure this is expired, but this is the Maybelline Fit Me Flawless Concealer in the shade 10. And I'm just going to be using this on my problem areas, that is my under eye spots and other things. Not too much, again, we don't want to cake up our face, just enough to cover the blemishes, but not too much that it's going to cake up. Alright, so these are my problem areas and I've already covered them, but I'm not gonna blend them yet. I just want them to sit there for a bit so it would like marinate. It will marinate for a bit and it will stay longer. So while we're waiting for that to settle, we're gonna move on to brows. So I'm using this Careline. So I'm using this Careline brows thing. I forgot the name because it's gone, but I'll put it somewhere. So for my brows, we just want to follow our natural brows. We're not going full glam to school. We're just wanting to enhance our natural beauty. Enhance. And, you know, just look fresh and look presentable. So I'm just going to follow my natural brow shape. Just filling in some sparse areas and shaping it in the process. So now that we've filled in our brows, it's very important to blend it, of course. So we're using the brow end, the brush end of this guy. So let's blend our concealer with a brush. If you have a sponge and you prefer that, of course you can do that. You can do it with your hands even. I'm just gonna very lightly tap. Alright, so our base is done. As you can see, it's very light coverage. We don't want to cake up our face too much because we are gonna sweat. Move on to our eyes. So for my eyes, I'm using the Squad Cosmetics Neutral Squad Eyeshadow Palette. As you can see, this guy's done. It fell from the ground and it went away. It's been abused, but you know, he's still working. Alright, so I'm gonna use this brush and I am using this one. Using this brownish shade, what we're gonna do is just put on some pop of color all over our lid. Alright, so now that we covered our eyes with a pop of color, let's add a bit of shimmer. So for the shimmer, I'm using the same palette here, this one. It's kind of in the same color family, but it does have a bit of shimmer. Not too much, but just a bit. We're just gonna put that all over our lid just to make it a bit more interesting and not just a plain color. Alright, so that's that. That's literally it. It's not too much, but it's there. It's very, I'm here, but not really. Now let's move on to lashes. If I can only be given one product, two products left, and that's the only thing that I can ever use, it's going to be mascara and this guy, because it literally changes my whole face. Anyway, curling. I literally have a nice lash, like it's a good length, but as you can see, my lashes are fully straight. They're straight and they're sad. Let's move on to mascara. Now, you can use whatever mascara you like, but I use the Maybelline Hypercurl waterproof mascara. Honestly, this has been with me for quite some time, so it's a bit clumpy now. I don't know why, but I really like my mascara a bit clumpy because I think it holds it more. But anyway, start from the base and then move up. You can also apply your mascara kind of like a wiggling technique. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I do. Alright, so our mascara is on. As you can see, it's a bit of quite a difference. Anyway, let's move on to blush. Now, I actually have two kinds of blush that I put on top of each other. The first one I have is my Squad Cosmetics Happy Pot in the shade Cheerleader. Cream pot kind of blush, and I really like this one because it does hold and stay in your face a bit longer compared to powder blushes. But I do put powder blush on top of this one to make it stay a bit longer. So as you can see, my face is already lightened up a bit. I think I look more with life. But we're not done with blush because we are a blush maniac, and I'm using the Squad Cosmetics Squad Contour and Blush in the shade Chin Up. I think it's the shade. And I'm using this one. Just very light. We're not adding more color to our blush in our cheeks. We're just patting it on like a setter. Like we just want to set the blush. Alright, so blush is done. I look very with life, and let's move on to our last step, which is lips, and I'm going to use a water tint. Now, I know that there has been a trend going on with matte lip tint. To be completely honest, it's not my thing. I think in the weather of the Philippines, it's really hot, and I don't want to have a lipstick that's going to be very heavy on the lips. So water tints are my favorite, and I'm gonna use Squad Cosmetics. This is not sponsored by Squad. Their makeup is just very affordable, and I think that that's very student friendly, and that's why I buy it. This is in the shade Gem. It's almost running out, so I need to buy a new one. Now we can always leave this here, but I always wanna add a bit more plumpness to my lips with gloss. So I always use this one. This is the Everbelena Vinyl Lip Gloss. So this is my makeup, my everyday makeup that I always wear. But before I end this video, I'm just gonna finish everything else. For watching this video. That is going to be my everyday fresh makeup look that I always wear to school. I hope that you can also follow this makeup with the makeup that you have. This is absolutely beginner's makeup. I am a beginner, and it makes me feel good, it makes me feel pretty and fresh, and I hope that it does make you feel it. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.